An Education Week article and a recent America Education Research Association study expose a truth educator have known for years. Schools may have changed the labels on disciplinary policy, but in practice, exclusionary discipline is still alive and well. What the research shows is that after Obama era policies pushed districts to reduce formal suspensions and expulsions, teachers and administrators didn't suddenly discover magical new ways to manage behavior. They just found other ways to remove disruptive students, sending students out into hallways, placing them into a so-called resource room, refusing to let them back in school until a parent can come in days later, or simply sending them home. These aren't restorative practices, they're informal exclusions that remove students from learning just as surely as a suspension would. The ARA Open Study makes clear these so-called de facto suspensions emerge because the mandates to reduce formal removals were never paired with real investments in training, behavioral supports, or classroom capacity. When teachers feel they have no other tools, they fall back on exclusion, plain and simple. It is a perfectly normal response and immediately contributes to a safer and more orderly classroom and school. And let's be honest, many of the same advocates who loudly champion progressive non-exclusionary discipline policies quietly accept these loopholes in practice. They talk about equity and inclusivity, yet tolerate and engage in practices that push students out of classrooms and recreate the very disparities the policies were meant to eliminate. Just like many parents who, publicly, support restorative practices change their tune when their child is wronged, many teachers and educators publicly support non-exclusionary discipline measures, but when their class is disrupted, it's a different story. In the end, this research confirms an obvious truth: high-minded policies that look good on paper don't work in practice. Because in most cases, removing highly disruptive students is the only logical means to restore order. This study simply confirms it.